Hi everyone, hope you're all doing good. Right, this is the first round draw for the 15th edition of the Tapology Lucky Bastard game. In the last video, we actually managed to finally have a new champion that wasn't the wheel for the first time in about 4 events, as Captain Quebec was the only one left in the game after that round. So we have a new champion in Captain Quebec, and as a result, we have a new game. So for this game, we actually have a new record number of entries, quite a lot of new faces in it as well, which is always great to see. As we now have 28 people taking on the wheel. Uh, just to run through those names, and so I'll highlight the ones which I'm sure are debutants. So obviously, I don't really keep a record of how many times everyone's entered, but there are definitely a few debutants in the mix here. That's our 28 competitors are Lamanese, or A as we always just call him. Really ought to ask him how it's pronounced, really, but A will do for me for now. Bellatrix, Shakalaka, Cal Foth, who is a debutant. So good luck to him. Welcome to the game. Great to have you along. Canhego Ruiz is after him. Following him is our current champion, Captain Quebec. C. Collins 44 is after him, then followed by Cheeseball, Damien Handel 420, Dr. Maxis 2, Foghorn Sam, Fresno MMA, KK Kombu, Cushy Cake, Midnight, who's another debutant, I believe, so good luck to you. Mule Floyd, Piggy Bank, Rigno, Shat, Schwer Industry, uh, C. Cian 6, again, another debutant, as hope I pronounced that right. So good luck to you. Me, Steve Terry, Arterer, the MMA Historian, Trail Allman, another debutant. Best of luck to you, Trail. Trig, Ubermatch, and Ex-Con Chris. So there are 28 competitors. Let's see how many actually make it through. Be quite an interesting round this time because there are 28 competitors and there are 13 fights on this card. That means 26 fighters, meaning that I think this is the first time we've actually had more competitors than fighters on a card. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that this is the first time, which means there will definitely be people doubling up on the same fighters. That's for sure. As for this week's event, UFC 295 was obviously meant to be headlined by John Jones and Stipe Miocic, but that's fallen through. But we still have a very decent card, headlined by Hiri Prochaka, who I probably not pronounced that right, but I have been practicing, against Alex Pereira. So, this is for the vacant light heavyweight title. It's quite an intriguing matchup, but to be honest, I think that the general consensus seems to have this as a fairly even fight. I don't entirely disagree, but I do think that Pereira's chances are being overrated here due to his recent popularity surge. Because the way I look at it is like this: we've basically got in terms of the standing fight, which is the forte of both of these fighters. Hiri Prochaka is very accomplished Muay Thai fighter, and obviously Alex Pereira, very accomplished kickboxer, and they both have a chance of knocking the other one out for sure. But it's in the same vein, I'm going to say that whatever the other throws, the other should have a fairly good defensive counter to it. So it's sure Alex Pereira could land that legendary left hook of his, but then I'm sure Prochaka would have a good defense against that, good argument against it. And it's the same for anything Prochaka throws at Pereira. I think he's going to have a good chance of sort of blocking that. So in a way, I kind of feel like their striking strengths have sort of neutralized one another. So if we're saying it's pretty much even on the feet, this is an MMA fight. MMA fights, or a lot of them, inevitably go to the ground at some point, and in which case I'd say that Prochazka definitely has the upper hand, without any shadow of a doubt. As while Pereira's ground game has improved, and it is improving with every fight, but it particularly impressed me against Jan Blachowicz in his last fight. Uh, he's I still think Prochazka has adapted better to the grappling side of MMA than uh, Pereira has. Or in any case, in his last fight, he won by submission against oh fuck, Glover Teixeira, and so this you don't need to remind you guys of how good Teixeira was on the ground. And okay, he was an older Teixeira, but still, anyone that can submit Glover Teixeira can definitely submit Alex Pereira. That's my take on this. So I'm going with uh, Hiri Prochazka versus Hiri Prochazka, Alex Pereira, Prochazka, third round submission. That's my pick for that one. So that's just my random opinion on that fight. Anyway, I could well be wrong. No doubt I will be proven completely wrong by this time tomorrow night. But I just realised I never actually changed it back to the screen. It's a good thing I realised that before I actually started spinning the wheel. But it would have just been you guys staring at this poster, which I'm sure you've been staring at for the past week or so anyway. But anyway, you can actually see the wheel now. There's a trouble with doing this in Zoom meeting format. Anyway, disaster narrowly averted. A is up first. Let's see who gets drawn with. And there we go. So straight away, main eventer that I've just backed to win, Hiri Prochazka. The claim is lightweight, light heavyweights rather. No way he's making lightweight. Light heavyweights title back. Prochazka. I'd probably not spell that right because he's got a lot of accents to his name. But that would do. I know who I mean. So A gets the main eventer and Hiri Prochazka. Bellatrix up next to face the wheel. Let's see who she's going to be paired with tomorrow night. And she gets Steve Ursig. Steve Ursig there fighting for Bellatrix. I've got him to win a decision against Alessandro Costas, and I'm not saying it's going to be a necessarily comfortable decision, but he should get it done as long as he's sensible about it. So I reckon that's a fairly safe pick as well. Boom Shakalaka up next to face the wheel. Boom Shakalaka. He's going to be hoping that Nazim Sadikov will pull out a win tomorrow night. SadYkhov. Let's see, Nadim Shavikov. I've got him to win by third round knockout against Vyacheslav Borzchev. I've butchered that name, I know it. So it's feeling reasonably confident about that one. So that's 3 good picks straight away as far as I'm concerned. Kalfoth up next. Hopefully he gets another strong one. Needs as many people possible to try and beat the wheel. And he gets John Castaneda. John Castaneda for our debutant there. Let's see what I've got written for him. I've kind of jinxed him, I guess. I've got him to lose a decision against Huang Ho Kang. Yeah, I hope I haven't jinxed it, but it's admittedly that is one of the more even fights on the prelims, so he's got a chance, but bit of an underdog nonetheless. Can Hager Ruiz up next to face the wheel. And he gets drawn with Pat Sabatini. Pat Sabatini for Can Hager Ruiz. Sabatini. I've got him to win a decision against Diego Lopez. So again, that's, to be honest, I'm thinking that's a 50-50 fight, to be honest. I'm not confident in that pick. I don't have any reason to be nervous about it either, really, but it is just a 50-50 one, and I'm siding with Pat Sabatini, but Diego Lopez, not to be underestimated at all. Obviously got that Contender Series credentials behind him, but I think Sabatini is just going to be a little bit too experienced for him in this fight. So it's Captain Quebec, our current champion. Let's see who he gets to start his title defense. And he gets a fairly good pick there, Mackenzie Dern. One I'm fairly confident on to get the win again. Mackenzie Dern, again, I've just got a decision against Jessica Andrade, and I think that's going to be a fairly straightforward unanimous decision, maybe even submission. So, yeah, if my memory serves me right, she was chasing the submission in her last fight against Angela Hill, because I think she was chasing a submission record or something like that. I'd have to double check, but at the very least, I'm expecting Mackenzie Dern to win that one. So I think our champion's got a very good chance of making it through to the second round in this one. C. Collins, 44, is next to face the wheel. And I've just completely slagged her off, but okay. Jessica Andrade up against Mackenzie Dern and Captain Quebec. I'm not going to try and take back everything I've just said, but yeah, I just don't see any realistic way Jessica Andrade wins this unless she pulls out some kind of form that we've just not seen from her before. Mackenzie Dern takes that, in my opinion. So I think we'll be saying goodbye to C. Collins 44, if I'm being completely honest here. That's all I can be, really, just be completely honest. I'm not going to try and bullshit to give you guys full hope. So yeah, not a great pick in my opinion, I'm afraid. Best of luck anyway, though. Cheeseball up next. So Cheeseball gets drawn with Jamal Emmers. Jamal Emmers there for Cheeseball. We won't have to wait too long to find out his fate. His first fight on the card against Dennis Buzuka. And I've got Emmers to win a decision there. Again, fairly, I suppose in a similar kind of fashion, really, to Steve Ersik's fight I mentioned earlier. Just straightforward. Just be sensible. Don't do anything wrong. He's got the better all-round game, in my opinion. Sticks to the fundamentals, does them well. Just outwork your opponent. Easy unanimous decision. Another win on your record. Simple as. MMA's never that simple, though, is it? But no reason at all why Jamal Emmers can't win that fight. So also a pretty good pick there for Cheeseball. Damien Handel, 420, up next. And Damien Handel gets drawn with Matt Frevola. Matt Frevola, representing the Duck tomorrow night. And to be honest, I've got him to lose decision not decision. I got him to lose a submission second round against Benoit Saint Denis. Very, very impressive showing from him in his last fight, and I think that momentum is going to be enough to take him past Matt Frevola. Maybe it's a little bit. Maybe I'm underrating him a little bit. Maybe Frevola's a little bit past it. He's got the experience, but I don't know. Benoit St. Denis is just it's a bit too hot right now. Bit too good form. So yeah. Best of luck anyway, Damien. Dr. Maxis 2 up next. And he gets Guang Ho Kang. Guang Ho tripping over my tongue here. Guang Ho Kang. I could never hold any kind of international diplomatic relations job, could I? Let's be honest. I would actually inadvertently start a war. But what I do know a little bit about, though, fighting, I've got Ho Kang to win a decision there. I think I mentioned that earlier when Calfoth got John Castaneda. Guang Ho Kang to win a decision there. There's not much else to be added to that, what I've already said, really. So, yeah, I think a fairly good pick there for Dr. Maxis 2. Foghorn Sam up next to face the wheel. And Foghorn Sam is going to also be hoping that Pat Sabatini can get a win, just like Canhego Ruiz. Again, Pat Sabatini, decision against Diego Lopez. Again, as I said, 50-50 fight, really. But two people on that side of the 50-50 coin anyway. So, Fresno MMA up next. Fresno MMA is hoping that Tabatha Ricky can get the job done. Tabatha RCCI. Tabatha Ricky. I've got her to win the decision against Lupita Godinez. So that's again, I'm not overly confident in it, but I think it's just a case of more likely than not. I can't really see either fighter being finished. Lupita Godinez just got too much class to be finished, I reckon. But then the same applies to Tabitha Ricky. But you never know. It's a bit of a well, it's a bit of a chance you're taking with women's MMA. It seems to be a bit more unpredictable than the men's game in general. So it's good luck with that. Could be a potential banana skin, but all logical. Well, from what I've seen of it so far, all logical conclusions point towards Tabitha Ricky winning. KK Kombu up next. And he also gets Nazim Sadikov. Nazim Sadikov there for KK Kombu. Who else had Nazim? Boom Shakalaka also had Nazim. As I mentioned, third round knockout against Vyacheslav Borzchev, which again, sorry for butchering that pronunciation. But yeah, it's again one of the ones I'm slightly more confident in. Not a lot I can add to what I said earlier about that fight. But overall, good pick. I think quite a lot of you have actually got some pretty good draws. I think it's only been 2 or 3 of you I've completely said, nah, sorry, you're fucked at the moment. So it was actually been quite kind so far. Hopefully I've not jinxed that for Pushy Cake, who is up next to take on the wheel. And doesn't look like I've jinxed it yet, because he's got Benoit St. Denis, who I've already sung the praises of in this video, when Damien Handel had the misfortune of being drawn with Matt Frivola. But yeah, as mentioned, second round submission's my pick for that fight. So again, just as I was saying, coming into this fight, great form, great momentum. It doesn't feel like it's been too long since his last fight either. Maybe only a couple of months. It can't be. It doesn't feel like too long ago since he last fought. So yeah, I say I'm just siding with momentum. That leads me to side with Benoit St. Denis. Midnight, one of our debutants. I'm pretty certain is a debutant. Apologies if you have taken part and I've forgotten before, but I'm pretty sure he is a debutant. Best of luck either way. And he gets a Vyacheslav Borzhev, which I am actually going to butcher both the pronunciation and spelling of. Borzh, E B. Is there another R S or something? I don't know. Boichev. I'm going to end it like that and hope that's right. It probably isn't. But yeah, not gonna beat him for a third, beat him down when I've already slagged him off like 2 times already. That's just not fair. But I think I've made it perfectly clear that I think he's going to lose and actually get knocked out. But anyway, for what it's worth, that does put him up against Boom Shakalaka and KK Kombu. So a little bit of a rivalry going there. Midnight versus Boom Shakalaka and KK Kombu. Mule Floyd up next to take on the wheel. Must mention he's done some amazing breakdowns of this mayhem that we're unraveling in these videos. So massively appreciated, as that adds immensely to the game. And personally, I'm pleased to see you get drawn with Mackenzie Dern. Because, as I've mentioned, I think I'm not going to go say she's the lock of the card, but definitely one of them. I'd say she's definitely in probably the top 3 safest picks, in my opinion. If I had to make a sort of betting treble of this card, I would definitely include Mackenzie Dern in it. So yeah, that's a straightforward, unanimous decision, as I've mentioned already. By the looks of this, we're about halfway through, maybe slightly more. But Piggy Bank is up next to take on the wheel. I wonder what happens to these videos if it gets like a point where there's like 100 entrants. These videos will last forever. I'm actually have to learn some video editing skills. Anyway, Piggy Bank gets drawn with Sergey Pavlovich. G-E-I Pavlovich, which despite being the main event, not the main, the co-main event rather. Surprised I've not mentioned that fight at all yet against Tom Aspinall. So I'm just going to go off on a little ramble because I know you all love those. But Sergey Pavlovich, second round knockout, that's my opinion. But I certainly don't see this fight going the distance. But then again, that's what I said about last week's main events: Derek Lewis versus Gelson Almeida. So could be wrong there, but I reckon Sergey Pavlovich is. I don't know. He just seems like he's just a little bit. I don't know. Just it's hard to describe it, but just a little bit more driven, I guess. More, I don't know, scarier for sure than Tom Aspinall. Probably, I'd say he's probably got more power in him than Tom Aspinall. Maybe Tom Aspinall is the more well-rounded fighter, but I don't know. And it's a tough one, but at the moment, it doesn't look like the Sergey hype train's coming to a end anytime soon, and I'm fully on board with it. So I reckon Piggy Bank's got a good chance of getting through here. Obviously, being a British, I do kind of hope for Tom Aspinall a little bit, so I certainly wouldn't be upset to see him win. I'd love to see him win, actually, because I'm just going to enjoy that fight, really. I don't have any money on it or anything at stake, so that's just 2 big old boys punching each other. Who doesn't love a bit of that? Let's be honest, it's probably how we all got into this sport in the first place, isn't it? Anyway, Rigno up next to face the wheel. Mark Madsen. Therefore, Rigno. Mark Madsen who is in what I would consider probably be to be the underrated fight of the night against Jared Gordon. I've personally got Jared Gordon to win a decision there, but I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Mark Madsen pull off the slight upset, and it would only be a slight upset. So I will emphasise that. Um, Jared Gordon is okay. Immediately, I've been a fan of his a little bit since since he beat Paddy Pimblett. No one's going to convince me he didn't beat Paddy Pimblett. Um, I'm backing Jared Gordon to win again here against Mark Madsen. But if Mark Madsen can get this, control of the get some kind of control of Gordon and just utilize his wrestling, it could make it a boring fight maybe, but you got to do what you got to do to win in this sport. That's, yeah, sure, it's a spectacle, but he's got to think about his path of least resistance and all that, how he's going to get the win. And there's a good chance if he just relies on a heavy wrestling game plan rather, he could pull it off. So that's definitely a fight to watch. Or at least on certainly fight to watch on the undercard, that's for sure. But anyway, Mark Madsen there for Brigno. Shat is up next. Need to save my voice a little bit, really. Denis Buzujka, and names like that don't help. Denis Buzujka for Shat. Yeah, like I say, first fight on the card, as I mentioned, against Jamal Emmers. I think it was Cheeseball that had Jamal Emmers earlier. As I mentioned, Jamal Emmers decision win. That's what I've put down here. So again, I think Jamal Emmers just more experienced, more well-rounded. Nothing too noteworthy really. Just stay focused, stay disciplined, gets the win. So unfortunately, I don't like your chances, Shat, too much. I'm afraid, but best of luck. It's MMA. Anything can happen. Who knows? Might come out with like some spinny back kick bullshit or something and just knock him spark out. Who knows? That's also a possibility. Schwer Industry up next. And he gets the verbal whipping girl of this video, Jessica Andrade, who, again, so I know I'm just hyping up Mackenzie Dern like nobody's business. You'd think I was sleeping with her, wouldn't you, really, given how much I'm hyping her up? But seriously, it's just, Mackenzie Dern, I just think it's just levels above Jessica Andrade. So it's, yeah, I just don't like your chances as much, I'm afraid, Schwer Industry. I just think Mackenzie Dern just all round better fighter in almost every aspect. I just can't see how Andrade pulls it off. But like I say, best of luck to Jessica. And if she proves me wrong, fair play to her. Like fair play to her. And I don't have anything against her personally. I can assure you of that. I just don't think she's going to win this particular fight. But if she can, all power to her. And obviously, all power to Schwer Industry as well. Got another debutant up next, C6, C6 or something along those lines. Hope I haven't butchered that too much for you. But let's see who's going to be your inaugural fighter for the Lucky Bastard game. And just had a little ramble about the Sergey hype train. He also gets Sergey Pavlovich, who I've already mentioned, second round knockout against Tom Aspinall. But I say it's probably the most volatile fight of the ones. I shouldn't be as confident in Sergey as I am, I suppose, logically speaking. But I don't know. It's I don't know. Yeah, like I say, just not a lot to add really. Two powerful heavyweights colliding, and I think Sergey's going to get the better of him. Simple as. So a good first fighter for you in this series. Me, Stephen Terry up next. Let's see who I'm going to get drawn with. No, I deserve this. I like. Given the disrespect I've dished out to her, I deserve that. It's oh, I hate you, Will, but no, that's well, ain't karma a bitch. I can't say I didn't deserve that. Oh, that is peak. Oh, dear. I've never really been one for believing in karma, but that might have just changed my opinion. That's oh, God. Oh, man, I should just shut the fuck up more often. Oh, that's oh, dear. Yeah. The way I've been slagging her off, I deserve that. Oh, sorry. Sorry, you're just gonna have to bear with you're just gonna you're just gonna have to bear with me here. This is hilarious. Oh, Jesus. Oh, I deserve that. Oh, man. Oh, that is absolutely peak. That is peak. Oh, man, that's the sort of shit why I created this game. That's the sort of shit house reason why I made this game, but, okay, you know what? Fuck it, now I'm rooting for Jessica Andrade, and, you know, I actually, forget everything I said about Mackenzie Dern. I don't think she doesn't have a chance of winning this. Jessica Andrade's always gonna win. She's first round submission, first round knockout even. She's gonna retire Mackenzie Dern. Ah, who am I kidding? Oh, that's just I do yeah, okay, I have to throw my hands up there. That that is karma biting me in my hairy arse. Oh dear. Tartara. It's got Tartara up next. Oh lord. Um, Tartara gets a fighter we haven't talked about yet, Kevin Borges. Oh, it's I can't focus here. Sorry, that's just right up my street in terms of sense of humour. So, but no, yeah, Kevin Borges there for Tartar. Let's see. Ooh, Joshua Van, first round submission is what I've got down there. So, yeah, I don't really like Tartar's chances of getting through all that much, I'm afraid. But who knows? It's MMA, but as I was saying about sort of top three locks on the cards, Joshua Van is kind of the one I had as the number one lock on the card. So yeah, but best of luck. But I think that's probably the worst possible pick you could have. But best of luck anyway. Let's hope Kevin Borges can pull off the upset for you to Tartara. Right. The MMA historian up next. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. You have got to be fucking with me. Oh well, Mackenzie Dern. Yes, like I say, no more needs to be said about that one. Really, is it this? That feels like that fight's going to be the main event of this game, really, isn't it? Mackenzie Dern, Jessica Andrade. A couple of us have on Jessica. Quite, I think like four of you now must have Dern. She's been drawn quite a lot in this. But yeah, no more needed to be said about that one. That's just whipping a dead horse at this point. Um, but needless to say, I think that's a safe pick for you, the MMA historian. Trail Allman, another debutant up next. Best of luck with your first ever fighter for this game. Okay, and that's not a bad one. You get Diego Lopez in the one that I've already said a couple of times is 50-50. I say I think uh, I think Pat Sabatini is going to be slightly more experienced, but Lopez still win with a very good chance. So coin flip fight, that one is what we call them. Right, after almost, well, over half an hour now of my in I can't even. I've lost the ability to speak. Um, of my nonsense rambling, I'll just call it that. That's what it is. Down to our final three to face the wheel, and of those three, Trig is the first one up. Of those last three, it's Trig up next. Oh, I'm having a stroke. I feel it. And he gets Lock of the Night, Joshua Van. Joshua Van there. I already mentioned first round submission win for him. That's what I predict. Unfortunately, that's going to be at Tartar's expense, but we shall see. It's Trig versus Tartaro anyway. That's a little bit of interest for that fight. Uber match, the penultimate man to take on the wheel. Oh, he also joins that little fight. He gets drawn onto Tartar's side with Kevin Borgia. So Tartaro won't be fighting that one alone anyway. But unfortunately, I don't see much hope for Kevin. But yeah, I think quite frankly, Tartar and Uber match are going to go out in this round, unfortunately. But we shall see. Now, finally, by no means least, ex-con Chris, who with that name is probably always going to be last because it's done in alphabetical order. And he gets Mateus Rebecki. Mateus Z Rebecki, the first time we've had him drawn in this first time we've had him drawn in this video. I've probably not spelled that right, but Rebecki. But yeah, it's oh yeah, I've got him first round submission against Roosevelt Roberts. Having said that, I probably could have done a little bit more research into Roosevelt Roberts. To be honest, I haven't really seen too much of him before this, so it's quite possible I'm underrating him here. But I have seen a lot of, well, not a lot, but certainly more of Mateusz Rebecki, and what I've seen, I think he's going to pull off the win here, a first round submission. So I think that's a free pass for the next round. Right. I'll just go back to this screen, just check we're actually on this screen before I go any further. I won't attempt to list who's fighting who in order because I'm just going to trip over my tongue again. But A gets drawn with Jiri Prochaka, Bellatrix with Steve Ursig, Boom Shakalaka with Nazim Sadikov, Cal Forth gets drawn with John Castaneda, Kanhega Ruiz gets Pat Sabatini, Captain Quebec, current champion, gets drawn with Mackenzie Dern, as does pretty much everyone else, or at least it feels that way. D. Collins 44 is going to go out alongside me with Jessica Andrade. Cheeseball gets Jamal Emmers. Damien Handle 420 gets Matt Frivola. Dr. Maxis 2 with Kwang Ho Kang. Popcorn Sam with Pat Sabatini. There's no MMA with Tabitha Rishi rather, probably a bit more jazz to it. KK Combo, nearly said Usyk there. What am I talking about boxing for? KK Combo also with Nazim Sadikov, like Boom Shakalaka. Cookie Cake with Benoit St. Denis. Midnight with Vyacheslav Borschev. Mule Floyd also with Mackenzie Dern. Piggy Bank with Sergey Pavlovich in the co-main event. Rigno with Mark Madsen. Shat with Dennis Bukuja. Swear Industry with Jessica Andrade, along with me. See Unsix with Sergey Pavlovich. As mentioned, me, Jessica Andrade. I deserve that. Can't lie. The amount of shit I've been chatting about her, I deserve to get drawn with her. That'll teach me to run my fucking gob, won't it? Cartera with Kevin Borges, the MMA historian with Mackenzie Dern, Trail Allman with Diego Lopez, Trig with Joshua Van, Ubermax with Kevin Borges, and Ex-Con Chris with Matthias Rebke. Right. Congratulations if you've still here at the end of this video. This is definitely going to be the longest I've made so far because of the record number of participants entering, which I'm certainly not complaining about. More the merrier. So glad to see some new faces in this, bit of new blood in the competition. Freshens it up a bit, and if nothing else, reduces the chances of the wheel winning rather. So that's great to see. So, as always, if you've got bets on this card, good luck with those. Good luck with your picks. Good luck, Jessica Andrade. I need you to prove me wrong. And until next week, so long for now.